This is International Boxing News and I'm joined by George Liddard. George, how are you doing today, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you, very good.
Perfect. Before we go into kind of your very impressive professional debut 2 weeks ago, I think it was, on the Dylan White, Jermaine Franklin undercard, I kind of want to go through your amateur achievements, if that's okay.
Yes,
and please add in if I've missed them out. So 4 times national champion and 2 times international champion. Is that right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Kind of, and also you're one of the 3 boxers, I think. John Hedges told me this, a credit to him. Yourself, Junaid Boston, and John Hedges. Kind of, you're the 3 out of the England schoolboys set up to kind of turn over pro.
Yeah. We was all, I think, at the original Tri-Nations back when we were schoolboys, all 3 of us. So yeah, mad.
No, perfect. And kind of, obviously, you've all turned over professional now, all turned over with Matchroom as well. Kind of, how does it feel, one, to achieve those achievements that I read out to you, and kind of also turn over pro with guys like John Hedges and Junaid, who you fought with as well as amateurs?
Yeah, no, so I've got to give all credit, to my amateur coaches, Kipper and my dad, Terry. They always put the work in with me, they worked hard for me. And obviously I put the work in as well. I was the one that won those titles, I won all that, but to win, it's just, honestly, I got that belt still sitting at the end of my room for that the youth title I won. And it's surreal, when you win them, they feel like the best thing in the world. But now, obviously, being a pro, I've got new goals and new vision that I want to chase. So it's unreal, and obviously credit to John and Junaid as well, both doing well in the pro game as well. So but now turning over, I look forward to winning these titles as a pro as well. So
perfect. Kind of, obviously, we'll go into it. Kind of, why was it the right time now to turn over pro? Obviously, we saw you. I first saw you on kind of Tony's Instagram stories, kind of sparring the likes of Felix, Cash, John Ryder, kind of, and Connor as well, kind of all really at world level as well. Kind of, why was now the right time to turn over pro?
I think I've really started to feel my strength since I've been here. I joined here in February. I come down to spar John originally and Felix before John boxed Danny Jacobs and Felix boxed that Russian guy. I come down and sparred them, and I said to Tony, I think I'd like to turn pro this year because. I had some GB trials going back, but I never really heard anything. I lost out on a close split to Ramtin Musa, who was a GB fighter, and obviously I was working full time at the time, and obviously I trained hard, but there was only so much you can fit in the day when you got to work all day and then trying to fit in training as well. So I just wanted to take it to the next level, and I had a sponsorship opportunity from Contract Limited, who still sponsor me now, and just honestly they gave me that break where I could train full time, and then obviously. Tony said to me about coming down, training alongside them. As I had a good spar against John and Felix, and working with him and Kev. And I've been here since, and I just felt my strength coming on, and every week I was in here. And I just think now's the right time because I'm 20, I'm not getting any younger. I want to give myself plenty of time, so I've not got to rush things. Because obviously you've got people that turn pro like late in their 20s, and then they're trying to rush, they're trying to chase constantly. Whereas with me, it's like now I can take my time and build my way up. You know what I mean? So I think now's a perfect time. Yeah.
Perfect. How when you first came to the gym to spar John, kind of how did that first spar go? How were you feeling going into that
It was
spar?
Honestly, it was so surreal. I'd had COVID over Christmas, and I ended up sparring in February. So I had COVID over Christmas. I ended up going on holiday in Tenerife in January. But I'd already said, because Tony asked me about sparring, I said sorry, I can't at the minute. I've got COVID. And then I thought he asked me again, and I was thinking I'm going on holiday. I was thinking if I say no again, I'm never going to get invited again. Yeah. So it was like, I've got to go, you know what I mean? I come back off holiday, it must have been about a week after I come back off holiday, and obviously I was feeling a bit nervous. First time getting in there with someone as experienced as John, and coming off the back of that, it was like, but I turned up and I give it everything I could, you know what I mean? Because everyone says I don't want to impress in sparring, but when you come down the gym like here and you've never sparred anyone that level before, it's like there is a sense of you want to impress. But I think Tony was actually at the gym at the time. Maybe ill with COVID or something like that, and Kev was taking that sparring. So Kev obviously was the one that actually oversee it at first, and obviously I take it John give good feedback to Tony because Tony said he heard that I sparred well. So it was very surreal sparring John and Felix, people you watch on TV, you know what I mean? So
I find it surreal kind of being in this gym with you today, so God knows how you were feeling kind of going in the ring with the mate as well, and kind of as well as that kind of obviously, is there a lot of pressure kind of coming kind of training out of this gym, mainly going into your debut as well? Kind of everyone sees that you spar these huge names kind of at the top of their game as well. Did you feel any pressure, or is it more about kind of trusting your ability because you know that you've got it?
Yeah, I think I'd be lying if you said there was no pressure. Obviously it weren't the first thing in my mind. The first thing in my mind really was I had a lot of confidence at the fact that I was sparring these world level fighters week in, week out. It was like I knew the guy I was going in with weren't that level, you know. I'd be lying if I said it was. I knew that, so in the back of my mind it was like, I'm sparring these fighters week in, week out. This guy's not going to call. I'm going to be a nightmare for him. You know what I mean? So, and everyone I spar will always give me good credit and say that I work hard and I've got talent. And I think that was the main thing in my mind coming out of this gym. It was like confidence. If all these guys are up here and I'm training in the same way they're training, I'm putting the work in, I'm only going to obviously follow suit. So, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. And obviously then you eventually did turn over pro, like we said on the Jermaine Franklin, Dylan White undercard. Dylan's going to be mad at me because I said Jermaine's name first. But kind of, obviously it was a very impressive debut. Kind of stopped the guy, I think, in the second round as well. As we've said, you landed a lovely uppercut in the first round as well. But sum up your performance for me. How have you watched the performance back? What would you take away from it?
I'll be honest, I've watched it quite a few times. just watched the whole ring walk, the whole process of the ring walk, the fight and the after interview, all of that. It was just, I watched that back like a lot of times, especially the fight. I watched that back. I was pretty happy with my performance. I thought the first round, I'll be honest, I chased him at times a little bit. I followed him around a little bit instead of cutting the ring off. You know what I mean? I hold my hands up to that, and I'll only improve on that. But I think my punch selection was really good. I was throwing all sorts of shots, all coming from everywhere, and I don't think he knew how to defend them all. You know what I mean? So it was like, I landed a really good body shot at the end of the first, put him down. I mean, watching that back, you can actually hear the thuds in the body shots, and it was like, obviously at the time I can't, but I knew I'd hurt him when I hit him. But then I obviously took that little step back, and he dropped, and that gave me confidence. Obviously, I'll be honest, going back to the first round, I thought it's only a matter of time now. I think I could see in his face that he didn't really want to be in there after I caught him some big shots, and I think it was 15 seconds into the second round. I caught him he walked onto he threw his big right hand, like he threw like a big right hand trying to hit me, and I just slipped, like kind of half slipped it, threw the left hook, right uppercut, and kind of half hit him with the left hook, and then the right uppercut just come up. A lot of people didn't actually see the shot. They weren't sure if it was a body shot or a head shot, but if you watch it back, you can see the uppercut just creeps up and it hits him on the chin, and yeah, it was a lovely way. I thought it was a nice way to finish him. Yeah, I was pretty impressed. I think I did well. I think I boxed very well.
No, I definitely think you did as well. I can show you my notes on the fight if you want me to after. Kind of, and obviously, you've got a long way to go. Obviously, I don't want to kind of look too far into the future, but obviously you see a lot of pros now, especially with significant amateur pedigree, kind of moving quite quickly. Where would you like to be in, say, 5 fights time?
I think because of, obviously I've not got the amateur pedigree that some of these other fighters have. I was a good amateur. I think I could have even done more, but I haven't got that amateur pedigree that some of these other fighters have. But I think I've got the talent that these have. I think take it one fight at a time, but I'd like to obviously next couple of years, maybe potentially down the line couple of years, look at a British title fight. Probably not the next 5, but definitely like the next 10 maybe, get them out of the way. Just all I've got to do is keep winning and keep looking good, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, and I'm sure things will fall into place.
Perfect, and I definitely think they will do as well, mate. Kind of my final question as well, what does boxing mean to you?
Boxing's everything. Boxing's my life, you know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to do this full time. I have to pinch myself sometimes coming to the Matchroom Gym, and when I was staying up in the hotel like on fight week, it was like I had to pinch myself so many times. It's surreal. This is all I've ever wanted since I was a kid. I was 8 years old when I first went to the Liddard Gym, and I'm living my dream. So a happy fight is a dangerous one. I'm happy with the life I'm living, definitely. So.
Perfect, George Liddard. Thank you very much, and best of luck in the future.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.